we're gonna forget it when we're born.
Good question.
So I said, and actually I didn't really know I took a guess, I could be wrong. I said, because he wants to give us a sachar to learn Torah in this world.
Oh, but normally the message is a very powerful message.
Yeah. So the thing he didn't ask me, which I was sort of saying, then why does the teacher tell us in the first place? I have the answer.
No, but the way they say, the Gra says, because when a person is, if you have it in you, later when you grow, it's not for me. You have it already in you. The job of a person is to remove the dust, to remove the barricade. Good morning, good morning.
That answers.
So במסכת ראש השנה,
Did your wife get the recipe?
Yeah, she got it. Please take it. Look at the Gemara in Daf Tet Zayin Amud Bet. Rosh Hashanah Tet Zayin Amud Bet. On top, look at it. You know, the first one is Rosh Hashanah.
In the back.
First one, yeah. ואמר רבי יצחק, the fourth line, דף ראש השנה, דף ט"ז עמוד ב', 4 lines from the top. ואמר רבי יצחק, כל שנה שרשע, רש is a poor man, שרשע מתחילתה, מתעשרת בסופה. Now, what is the Gemara referring to? Look at the Rashi, the second line from the top. שישראל עושים עצמם ראשים בראש השנה לדבר תחנונים בתפילה. One of the strongest messages that tefillah normally gives a person is, I'm not in control, I'm asking someone to assist me. So if the Jewish community, if the Jewish people at the beginning of the year are feeling like that while they're praying, כל שנה שרשע בתחילתה, so let's read the Gemara this interpretation. We're holding in Rosh Hashanah, דף ט"ז עמוד ב' on top, שנאמר מראשית השנה. If you look at the pasuk, you have here a Korean ketiv. Mereshit ketiv, without the aleph, yes? Really, it's Reshit from the beginning of the year. But the ketiv is without an aleph, which is the shorish is Rash. Kol shana shereshit rashim בתחילתה מתעשרת בסופה, שיש לה סופה, שיש לה אחרית, you have a good, the year goes through well. Okay, this is look at Tosafot on the right side, a small Tosafot, שרשע בתחילתה, you see on the right side in the middle, שמתוך שישראל ראשים, ליבם נשבר. If it's ליבם נשבר, אז מרחמים עליהם מן השמיים. The Gemara continues. This upcoming Gemara is famous because Ashir Chumash brings it. Very often people talk about it. Amar Rabbi Yitzchak, the same one. Ein danim et ha'adam ela lefi ma'asav shel ota sha'a. Even though the heavenly court knows what this guy is going to do in a year, but we are judging him based on what he is now. אין דנים את האדם אלא לפי מעשיו של אותה השעה שנאמר, when Hagar and Ishmael are chased out of the house of Avraham Avinu, and Hagar is sitting, waiting for her son to die, the angel says to her, go back to you. Ki shama Elokim el kol hanar. Who is the Nar? The Nar is Ishmael. What was Ishmael doing when his mother dropped him under a bush? He was crying and praying. So look at the very famous Rashi here. Which means the Gemara is telling us that had Hashem judged him at that time, based on his future, he would die. Hashem says right now.
What about based on his past?
In a second.
He made Teshuvah right there in there.
In a second, before the Teshuvah. Please look at the Rashi. שנאמר באשר הוא שם, says Rashi, ומצאנו בבראשית רבה, אמרו מלאכי השרת לפני הקדוש ברוך הוא ריבונו של עולם. מי שעתידין בניו להעמיד את בניך בצמא, his children are going to make the Jewish people die from thirst. When the Jewish people are going on galut and they are begging for water, they are purposely, what we know what they did to us. Atama alelo be'er, he deserves water. His descendants are going to make the Jewish people die from the lack of water. And you are giving him water? Shene'emar, Masa ba'arav, she is quoting the Pasuk in Yeshayahu, Likrat tzameh hatayu mayim. Listen carefully, not only they didn't give them water, שהיו מוציאים לקראת הגולים מיני מלוכים. They gave them salty type of food that makes you very thirsty. שהיו מוציאים לקראת הגולים מיני מלוכים. Human nature is that you eat salty food, you become thirsty, you want to drink after. Then, when the Jewish people begged, give us water, they didn't give them. So not only they didn't give them the water, they called them So this is what the Malachim argue and say he doesn't to save him with water. Amar lahem, Hashem answers back, Hasha'ah, right now. Or Hasha'ah. Amru lo tzadik. So Eli is asking, but he was chased out of the house of Abraham, so obviously he was not the nicest person. He was not nice enough to be in the house of Abraham. But compared to what he's going to be in the future, he was much better than others. Hasha'ah, right now, the accusation that you have against him, do you have now? No. This is what tzaddik means. Amar lahem, באשר הוא שם, איני דן את העולם, או איני דן אותו, אלא בשעתו. You realize this Gemara is a major Gemara that makes us understand. Here in the community, you say Slichot 30 days before, 40 days before. Ashkenazim are saying this week, everyone is acting different these days of judgments. Who are we kidding? Yes, the answer is we're not kidding. Hashem is saying, I'm judging you the way you are. I know what you're doing a week or a month from now. Right now, if remember when Ishmael tells to Hashem and he's praying because Hashem listens to his prayers, obviously right now he tells to Hashem says, I'm accepting. The Gemara brings this story of Ishmael for us.
Hashem knows the future, so why say...
This is exactly what Hashem is answering.
Well, Ishmael was sincere at the moment.
Right. Joseph, this is exactly the point. I know exactly what he's going to do, but I'm judging him the way that he's acting in the present, not based on my knowledge. He said the same exactly as by us.
The argument against that was the Ben Sorer and Morer. They were killing him on the future.
Right, so Eli is asking, why is it different? The Ben Sorer and Morer, so the Maharsha. Look at the Maharsha, open in the back. The Maharsha, in Daf Tetzayin Amud Bet.
The guy told me very nicely, he's a great actor, and somehow I know that he's a Rasha. I had to test him now.
You don't hear what I'm saying. I know teenagers. Joseph, think for a minute. You know a teenager, based on his behavior now, he is going to do tremendous destruction to the world. can you kill him now because you know that in the future, right now, Hashem is saying, right now is like me and you. Not that he's now the murderer that you see in the future. In the future, he's going to, but Eli is asking, my Ben Sorer Umore, the kid now is a teenager, he's 13 years old.
Rabbi, didn't he have quite a track record?
Not for,
I
not,
understand.
not to deserve death, though. He was stealing.
He stole money from his
He had
Well,
a
he wasn't
track
doing rape and all that.
record that Sarah says he's not a friend of my for my son.
So
Now,
it
many
wasn't like
people
his
are
son.
saying I don't want people in the community to buy my house, but they are wonderful people for the parents. But based on their behavior, you know exactly. So look at the Maharsha in the back. It says on top, Chidushei Halachot ve'Agadot Maharsha. If your Gemara is blue, so the page is page Zion.
Is it in the back of the book or the back of the? I got it.
No,
I have it. I
it's
have it.
back.
I have it. I have it. I have it. What
By
page is it?
you, it's Zion.
Now,
Now,
got it. Fine, yeah. No,
it's
no,
probably
I
a
went
different
too far.
phrase,
No, I didn't.
because it's a different phrase.
Yeah. I got that man.
See, you look at something in the Maharsha, you have pages. You're looking now for after Zion there. Somebody's here.
Wait, was it? Says this is the modern shot. Says what was that? Yeah. It's a little bit far.
Jojo.
What?
Nothing.
Calling my name for.
They like to call your name.
Easy.
Bunch of characters.
Thank you.
Executive.
Oh, that's what I just said.
Which page is it you read, huh?
This was two. But yeah.
Okay, you're almost there. He did like the right one.
Nice that
You need good glasses.
Yeah. That's it.
Just by you on top of regular.
Yes. Hey, you have it right?
Is it the same edition?
Yeah, he's right here. Hello, you better answer. You found it yet?
I have the page, I don't know where we.
Edition is Zion.
Look at 7 on the page that you have, the Maharsha's commentary and the Agadot, and the bold print only. So, after Zion.
Okay, nice.
We're over here? Okay, so we'll use this one. Over here, Rabbi, first paragraph?
About the 4th line.
Thank you, Rabbi, I got it.
Go ahead.
So basically, the question that Eli was asking is written in the Mizrahi. The Mizrahi was the greatest commentator on Rashi.
Who's this, Rabbi?
But 400 years ago, let's look inside, see who he brings here. אלא לפי מעשיו שבאותה שעה, this is the quote of the Gemara. Then the Maharsha said, look at the 3rd line in the piece I showed you. Behad ben sorer umore lidon Hashem sofo. You see like the 3rd line. So the Maharsha is asking the question. Ben sorer umore is 13 in a month. He's stealing money and meat. And you kill him.
Yeah. Saving him.
I remember one of the people, it's not among us anymore, told me, he was shocked. He says, every Friday night in Deal, many boys used to go to the place where people are hiding the keys, used to take the keys, hold them and say, all the cars in the parking lot for joyride, a couple of hours. Would you kill them? Because we know that all of them are the most wonderful kids. They're teenagers. The question is, but you do kill him. So why by Ishmael? The Gemara, this is the Maharsha, gives two famous answers. Ayen terutzo bara'am. See Ra'am, Reish Aleph Mem. Ra'am is Rabbi Eliyahu Mizrach. He was of the greatest, maybe the greatest commentator on Rashi. He was from Turkey. In a minute, I'll tell you his answer. ועוד יש לומר, okay, so let's read the second answer, then we'll go to the first. ועוד יש לומר, דבן סורר ומורה נידון על שם סופו של עצמו, מה שאין כן בישמעאל על שם סופו של בניו. Ishmael himself never stabbed a Jew. Ishmael himself never raped anyone. His descendants. So he says, what are you telling me? Hashem says to the angels. In the future, on October 7, yes, you're telling me that when the Jewish people are going to Galut, I'm not punishing him based on the behavior of his children. This is Ben Sorel Moreh, he himself, the way he's acting today, tells us that 6 years from now, is going to this answer number one. Answer number two is answer number. So this is answer number. This is the Maharsha himself. The answer number two is that try to remember the difference between the first and the second. In a second. The question is, I mean, Joseph touched it. Why did Hashem even think? What did the Malachim think? I should punish him because of the future of his children. What did the Malachim know that he's not? You know that the Midrash says that a few years after Abraham kicked Ishmael, Abraham tells Sarah, I have to visit him. Abraham takes a camel. And he's coming, Ishmael is married. She doesn't know that this is her father-in-law. And he says to the wife of Ishmael, I'm very thirsty and hungry, can you give me? So she says to him, there's no room for strangers. He tells her, when your husband comes there, tell him that the door of his house is not a good door. Just tell him something. Tell him, describe him. There's a man here, I'm making it up. Don't. Anyway, Ishmael got the message, he kicked his wife right away, which means his father, a few years later, he came back. Then she told him, please come off, I'll give you whatever you want. Then he told him, which means Ishmael, if you follow him, Ishmael didn't do anything wrong. Why are the Malachim telling me, don't save him today because hundreds of years from now he's going to be bad? The answer for that applies to each one of us every time. The seeds of everything we do, we got from our parents, and the seeds of everything that we do is going to affect our kids. The Malachim are saying, if terrible animals are coming from the Arabs, obviously it's already in the DNA of the, kill him for that. This is really the argument, yes?
You kill Hitler's father?
Hashem, I mean, he's asking Hitler's father, would you kill Hitler as a baby? Let's say you have a vision beyond the
No doubt.
Don't doubt that this kid is going to be there. And you are a pediatrician, and his mother will bring you to the office. Would you kill him?
You will never
If you
know
go
that
to
he will
Colombia, the answer is you must feed him nicely because right now he's a wonderful kid. Yes?
So we say Sinwar understands when he was and he was at Rosh Hashanah.
Israel cured him from his cancer. Israel gave him free medical assistance. The answer is it's not.
Israel taught him what he knows. He listen, I learned from him.
No, but the answer is Sinwar is a poem. Sinwar is a poem. You kill him or don't kill him, everyone knows that he's surrounded with Israelis. Israelis, you know that Israel can never break it. Israel probably, everyone agrees now, Israel probably knows where he is, there's nothing to do. But the minute you come in and you kill him, remember, we have to send the commander unit to carry him. But it's not a Sinwar, we change, things will change. So the Gemara is teaching us here something very serious. The seeds are always there. The Malachim are saying, if terrible things are coming out of him, obviously there's something wrong with him now. Hashem says, Emet, it's Emet, but there's nothing.
Does anyone say those Ben Sura, you're actually saving his Olam Haba that way? Because what he's doing now, what I don't care about the seeds, right now he's not Chayav Mitaf, he's stealing and whatever. So by killing him now, he's going to do worse, and then he's going to be Chayav. But now you're killing him, you're saving his Olam Haba because he's...
It's an interesting question, but I don't think the Ben Sura, the idea that you say is there, but not in Ben Sura. Why did Hashem take Hanoch, Eric? Hanoch is a superman. This Superman is going to go down. Then Hashem is doing it again. You take a jerk on Ben Sura Murray, he's a teenager.
I understand, but Ben Sura right now, if you're judging him now, he has not done anything. So
this is why the Gemara says that the restrictions are so much. So many with Ben Sura
Almost never happens.
לא היה ולא נברא. צריך only to keep us there.
No, it was I know a little about that. It was a king who didn't want to have children because he knew future generations were going to be. And his command was, no, you have to have children, and that whatever happens thereafter is up to them.
Yeah. But this is, you understand, Eli, that Hashem is judging us. He's judging here.
Can we close the door, guys? Is there a way to close that door? Because there's a lot of noise.
So this is the answer of the Maharsha. The second answer of the Mizrahi is Ishmael right now doesn't deserve to die. Remember, the answer of the Maharsha is the bed is the children, Ben Sura rates him. The Mizrahi says simpler. This is Ishmael right now, is a regular person. Sarah felt that he is unfit to stay in the house because of the language, because of they, because of me. The best example is kids in our community. You have to be, that was good to see some kids, if you have to write his future, forget about him. 2 years later, you think he's removed.
Yeah.
And the reason he was a good kid all the time. He had the problems, he had issues, he had a million things.
Well, he was immature. He grew up sometimes.
Very often it's the house, friends, people, so whatever you want. But you can never ever, when kids are teenagers, this is, guy is a teenager. Yes. Remember, what Eli mentioned before, Abraham is going to the Akedah, suddenly Ishmael is there. What did Ishmael do? He came back.
Yeah.
He came back after he was sent away. And the reason Yitzchak now is much older. Yitzchak is not staying in the house. Yitzchak is going on his own. Ishmael, but at the young age, Sarah says, keep you out of the house. So we have two answers. One answer is, this is the children and him. Second one is, right now, the kid is behaving in a certain way.
Maybe it was jealousy, Rabbi, because how can he be so bad in a house where all these good things are happening? So maybe Sarah got jealous and he didn't want to have.
Who got jealous?
Sarah.
Jealous.
Sarah what? Jealous of what?
But how can he be so bad in a house that it is all people?
his mother is Ishmael,
what?
his mother was not.
And you told the mother.
If you say so, Sarah would not be ours. Sarah, you're taking Sarah and you put it in Shagat Zion and big wedding. This is Sarah Imenu, Sarah, the mother of Yitzchak, who sacrificed himself for the Akedah. You understand? You're talking like we talk. You know? She's jealous of what she says is the opposite. Ishmael acted in the house the same as most of our kids. He didn't mean it. He didn't mean it, but for my son to be Yitzchak. Sarah knew that she and Abraham are building the future.
Or is it the mother which was teaching him the things, so he told the mother?
I'm talking about when kids are speaking. Did you ever realize what they say to each other? Come to my school and see what our kids talk to each other about. Yeah? We got it only from the little toys that we pay $900 for them, called iPhone. And you tell them, says Rabbi, we didn't mean it. And believe me, they are right. It's a language that if your son would have said it, you would have kicked him down. This is the greatness of Sarah, that she had the senses that we don't have. She realized that it takes a lot of. Let's go back to the Gemara. So we lost already the measure of what is a real human being, but there are still human beings today that. The Gemara continues. ואמר רבי יצחק, קימל דברים מזכירים עוונותיו של האדם. There are certain points in life that the person needs special protection because he's very vulnerable here. ואין להם קיר נתון. You're going in a dangerous place, right? You need extra merits to be saved.
Is that a crooked wall?
Crooked wall,
Leaning wall.
ועיון תפילה, is very famous in Shir Tosafot.
One says, don't go to a building where it's.
No, every time in life when you're in a dangerous situation, don't go there, not only because you might, because you need special merits to be saved. Perhaps right now our credit is low. Iyun Tefillah, a man that takes himself too serious when he prays and he believes that because he prays, Hashem should accept his. I was driving once Friday to a seminar and a kid calls me up and says, Rabbi, my grandmother died. Don't be say whatever you have to say. And he said, but I said Tehillim all night. No, but he was so innocent that there's nothing you can say to him. His grandmother was 85. But I'm not, but so he really meant what he said. Understand? But here, if a man on a regular basis is praying in a way,
The answer you're saying.
it's exactly what the Gemara said.
So when it's not answered,
said.
He's not disappointed, he's like perplexed. How come the Hashem didn't answer it?
And then the next one,
Is more the term.
and the next one is מוסר דין על חברו. ואמר רב אבי, כל מוסר דין על חברו, הוא נענש תחילה. Listen to Rashi. מוסר דין, says Rashi, כמו ישפוט השם ביני וביניך. When a person says, you know what, I'm not taking you to, Hashem should punish you. Hashem should judge. Yes, who says it here? אומרים כלום ראוי הוא שיענה חברו על חברו. God says, listen, I hear this really? Can we put you under the microscope?
Let's see
and
the
see?
accuser.
Dangerous statement.
Yeah. That's all.
By Prague,
Yes.
of all the laning we could do on Rosh Hashanah, we got to
I was
look
waiting for the question. He's asking how come on the first day of Rosh
of all the lanings. I understand the second day we got the shofar.
asking that the first day, this is the story to read, how Sarah tells Abraham, גרש את בן האמה הזאת, ואת בנה. I mean, do you want now a simple answer? You know, or
I mean,
you want, no, historical answer. Let me.
does the Gemara? Does anyone deal with it? Are there any?
It's in your taste.
No.
Is it our taste, Rabbi?
Not. I don't want Shalashudas.
But it's fine.
Rabbi Prague, not Shalashudas.
No, it's definitely, this is far from Shalashudas, but it's very serious. There are always levels that Jonathan Abishit says, listen carefully, every Rosh Hashanah, all the representatives of all the nations are attacking the Jewish people. Forget now me and you standing in front of them. And he says it's not only me and you based, this is history. Everything that happens. Here, last year we lost. Suffering up. Listen carefully. The chief one is our friend Ishmael, yes? Huh? On Rosh Hashanah, we read to Hashem, Garesh et ben ha'ama hazot. The Muslims, the Ishmaelim, are not part of our nation. This is the real answer, yes, but of course, to our level, it means like this. I'm telling you again, your wife is from family, his wife is a psychiatrist and his son. Every problem that a kid has in school is, you invite the parents, you speak to the parents before
If it's a teacher, it's the teacher's fault.
Ah, the teacher's fault.
Or the rabbi's fault.
It's
That's the
always
teacher.
Not in my house, it was always my fault.
up is the parents, yes? The Torah is teaching us that we are married, our kids are married. In our real life, the environment that we grow, the office that we go, the language that we speak, and etc., is making a tremendous roshem on us. This is normally, we are afraid to think about it because every time a person wants to change, okay, change is leaving his iPhone at home, big change. Some people would never, you know what I mean? But the real message is change your environment. Sit in a different place in shul. Don't befriend these people. Don't go out to eat with these people. This is Ishmael. What is the message of this story? The story is we are the product of the people around us.
Isn't Rosh Hashanah about forgiveness? Like instead of reading
That's
something
Yom
about
Kippur.
forgiveness, here we are trying to see that we're
Rosh
throwing away the
Hashanah,
kid.
Rosh Hashanah is the first day of judgment. It's the beginning of Aseret Emet
Yeah,
Teshuvah.
You have to forgive Ismail. Forgive. So
No, but you're learning to shuvah from Yishmael. He made
But you also learn davening.
There are many messages. There are many messages.
There's so many messages here.
And if you want the strongest messages, did you ever ask yourself, I mean, every time after I heard it, I mean, you have to picture the case. Abraham Avinu that loves everyone, sends his wife and the son that he really cherished because he told Hashem, and Hashem tells him, your wife is right. Well, baby is sick. I mean, it's not a baby, it's already. And listen to this, ותשלח את הילד תחת. Did you ever hear about it?
What does that mean?
She takes her son, she doesn't put him down. She throws him.
What crazy.
And she's not staying with him.
She leaves.
She's going הרחק ממתחווי קשת. Approximately a mile away. Why? היא אמרה,
Holla Rebbe Mount
you ever hear about it? I don't think any Muslim woman would do it today. Your son is dying. Would you hold his hand till the last minute to give him a hug? Says Rabbi Hirsch, listen to two opposite approaches. Listen, says Rabbi Hirsch, the Torah is teaching us, yes, sometimes you have selfish people that everything is me, but me. If it's me or my son, it's me. I can't take it. I can't see my son.
That's one view.
Take it, suffer, hold his hand, give him a hug. You're his mother. You know this message? But with his Alav Shalom, he died without kids, prayed by us many years. Rabbi Shkop told me as follows. Listen carefully. It's the exact opposite. Says, Hagar knew, she grew up in the house of Abraham. She knows the power of prayers. She knows. I'll give you an introduction to what he says. I read it once, I bought it just review. A man wakes up in the middle of the night, he sweats, not normal, and he feels tremendous pressure in his heart. He's sure that, a massive heart attack is about to come, and he calls Hatzalah. Now, the booklet is how the belly thinking. Hashem, if you save me for it, from now on, I'm on time and tefillah every day. I'm stopping speaking Lashon Hara. All the promises. Why? Because it's the grave. Tomorrow is the funeral,
You put a check on every item.
Anyway, Hatzalah comes, they take him to the hospital. The doctor tells him, listen, it's serious, but we are in control. Okay. When he comes back home, he gets up and tefillah for 1 week. The week after, it's not coming, but
Right.
which means, but this is exactly what it means. Hagar knows that if my mommy is here, Ishmael is not going to pray with a full heart. My mommy is here. My mommy, she is everything. The mother is not here. You're alone. You have one man, Hashem.
Between
You
him and
hear
God.
the
that's it.
message of.
How old is Ishmael?
You hear the message. You hear the message. He's a teenager. You hear the message of Rosh Hashanah. The message of Rosh Hashanah prayers are when you really believe there's nothing there but.
No, this is Rosh
Which means it's the
Hashanah.
exact opposite. This is she is a mother. And she is
Doing him
crying.
a service. in a way.
She is
Seems
crying and she's very painful, but she gives up her love to her son to force him to pray the way a man should pray. This is the message. This is the message of Rosh Hashanah, why we read it.
So this
If you want-
by Hagar?
And that's why you have to have Torahs connected to
But
it.
this is exactly the point. Rabbi Shkov, Rabbi Shalom, we got kids, they say it every year because we're very close. I told him like this. The Pasuk says by Chana, Haftarah is Chana. The Pasuk says, V'chen ya'aseh midei shana b'shana. So you have to picture, here is a family that year after year, a week before the holidays, Elkanah is packing up, Pnina has 7 kids, Chana has nothing. Yes? Midei shana b'shana. That year, Chana decides to pray, and Tfilat Chana is that year. Why didn't you do it last year? Why didn't you do it 3 years ago? Why didn't you do it 4 years ago? Says the Malbim.
Because she's relying on
Says the
us.
Malbim because
She did.
now she's relying on her husband. My husband is Sadiq.
She
Of course she
He
prays.
made a statement to her.
Oh,
He made a
It triggered her.
statement.
I
the
love
minute
you.
she
I'm not
is,
sex
the
with
minute
you.
she is, why do you need children? I'm so good to you. My husband is not. And this is the message of
Wasn't
Rosh
bailed
Hashanah. We
out.
are afraid to
Trigger.
take it. We have doctors, we do exercise, we go on diets, we have insurance, we have everything. But we are mature enough to realize that
You know, I realized I was gonna say the opposite is Yitzchak and Rivka, because ends up the Rashi
Right,
says
right,
Yitzchak,
right.
better Tzaddik ben Tzaddik.
right.
But the truth is, thinking about it, Yitzchak didn't have children either.
Right.
So his prayer cannot be
Exactly,
compared to Yaakov
exactly,
and Elkanah.
exactly. So you realize
Also,
Rosh Hashanah, we have Kriyat Torah is teaching us the power of Tefillah from Ishmael and the power of Tefillah from Chana. Think about it. No, but that's
also Hashem Pakad, the
That's
Pakad.
you pay a lot of money for the Haftarah. Childless couples always buy this
Hanan.
Haftarah.
Us too. It's a very isn't it very popular, Hanan? I never heard.
I never heard.
You knew what I said. Childless couples.
Childless couple.
I never heard that.
People say, no,
No, I'm
this is
saying it's a very, no.
100%. No, everyone agrees. Everyone agrees that Haftarah is important.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
People don't have to.
Yeah,
Like this
yeah.
one.
this is if you come to
That's
shul, people.
Wow.
In our community, you're not.
Whoever-
Oh, there's a big alley.
Everyone.
That's big, that's big.
Ashkenazi most.
Rabbi Park, they were, the Chachamim, whoever did it, were very smart, picking out the laning and also the Haftorahs for both days. It was not so simple. It was done with a lot of seichel. Those Haftorahs, you got Chana, Sumi, it's Chana, you have Rachel. I mean, really, got them all in Pakad. I mean, because they.
Sorry, I would have thought that still would be on the first day. If I agree with Larry, I think it should have been, if I think I would have, I think it's not gonna be on the first.
Knock out your enemy.
It's much more than. By the second day, Rosh Hashanah is not the first. By the first, everyone is into it.
Yeah.
So you don't need the Akedah to give us
No,
a
you don't
boost.
need this.
By the second day, it's already a charge.
Yeah, but the whole Haftorah on the second day. That's-
No, this is boom,
16 World Series is one thing.
You have
but
no
seven,
idea what
seven,
it means by Ashkenazim. They're maftir. I mean, so anyway, in a certain shul, everyone knew that this fellow buys it every year because unfortunately he doesn't have children. And that particular year, there were 2 brothers at the outside, and they didn't realize they bought aliyot one after the other.
Wow.
Can't
So
go.
they can't do it. So that one comes to the other. You know what? You can do that. So go to this fellow who buys the Haftarah and tell him you take Shavuot, which Shabbat
Can
Rosh
switch.
Hashanah, and you take Maftir. And the other guy that wanted very much the Haftarah says, fine, this is Then people came to me like, you crazy.
How could you give that
For
up?
10 years, this, no, not the one that, the one that, the brother.
one that had,
said,
yeah.
Okay, how can you buy it from me? The guy, year after year, his wife is sitting in the lady section waiting after her, and this. He comes to the guy, Mechila, 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 let's switch it. Says, I promised it to you, take it. Next year, Erev Rosh Hashanah, next year at Rosh Hashanah, the one that bought it comes to the one he says, it sits on me all year, I feel guilty all year. This year I'm buying it for you, man. I'll buy it for you.
Nice.
There's no need to have the baby.
Hashem.
Wow.
So the fact
right
that I gave, the point of
Gave
the
it up.
story is, the
What a
fact that
story.
you gave it up.
Yeah, yeah, that was
See,
the
we
missing
like to hold
message.
on, like, you gave it up to make someone happy.
It's
It's very
unbelievable.
important after all, or whatever.
Not like helping someone.
In news like that, they didn't know in the show that he has a baby.
No, no,
I think it's
That
a
is-
celebration.
all right.
Do you wanna kill the story?
The real answer is, when I read the story is, this should happen every, Joseph, this should happen every year. This is two brothers that didn't play regularly. One that bought it was a guest, but the other.
Rabbi, have a great day, Rabbi.
Go to,
Ike, have a good day, Ike.
You too, Larry.
Lessons in when,
Now,
people didn't have
The
children.
best,
where you gonna
Tell
go
them,
down?
give them his Uber.
Nathan, hug Jojo for me.
right here.
He told
What
us
about Mal?
13
I'm
years
here,
later,
relax,
A
I-
young man comes to him, says, I'm getting
Also,
bar mitzvah, I'm that child.
it's gonna be.
Please come to the bar mitzvah.
They got all of your
Doesn't matter
friends,
that.
they got all of Enderon's friends, one by one.
Rabbi, listen to that story. On October 7th, they